are set for our main event here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, here on TNA Thursday Night Impact on AMC. Right off of the bell, the system wants nothing to do with Moose.
Immediately hopping off the apron, making distance. And now Moose tags in the TNA World Champion. I don't know if there's any good option for the system to face on the other side of the ring.
Myers dives back inside tomorrow night, live on TNA Plus at the Pinnacle in Nashville, Tennessee. It's no surrender. That night, Mike Santana will truly have his back against the wall. In a tag team matchup, Santana teams up with the returning X-Division champion Leon Slater. He's been stuck in the United Kingdom with visa issues. Slater and Santana will face Mick Nemeth and Eddie Edwards. Nemeth, who has the Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy and wants to call his shot for a TNA World title match anytime he sees fit. Eddie Edwards, a part of this matchup now, trying to track down Santana. Edwards is a guaranteed TNA World title shot, courtesy of Feast of Fire.
Mike Santana has been trading blows with nearly all of those folks. Meanwhile, of course, his tag team partner has the option of Option C that has been thrown out there by the suit Daria Ray.
We've seen Option C utilized over the years here in TNA Wrestling. For those that don't know, whomever is the X-Division champion is able to relinquish the title in exchange for a TNA World title shot. And we've seen a number of incredible moments throughout our 24-year history where an X-Division champion has used Option C to become world champion. I don't know if Leon Slater is going to make that decision. We're going to have to find out tomorrow night at No Surrender.
First, they're gonna have to work their way through the system in tonight's main event. And in my opinion, after everything that's gone down, considering the addition of Cedric Alexander and the volatile Bear Bronson, this might be the most dangerous system we've ever seen.
The system trying to attack the Hardys last week on Impact, saying they're coming for the TNA World Tag Team titles. Oh, there's Matt Hardy. The setup by Jeff. We know tomorrow night live at No Surrender in Nashville, the Hardys will team with the Righteous to face Order 4. That is a fascinating team.
I said strange bedfellows before between Santana and Moose, but the Righteous and the Hardys is stranger than anything. As the tag team champions get to work.
Great synchronicity by the GOATs, the living legends, who are currently four-time tag champs. There's the cover and a kick out there, enjoying the longest TNA World Tag Team title reign in this company in 4 years.
The Hardys continue to reinvent themselves, continue to try to up their game, live up to their moniker of being the GOATs in the tag team world.
Mike Santana looks pretty comfortable here right now, but he's obviously thinking about what's ahead of him at No Surrender. But he's also got to be thinking about Frankie Kazarian, who has designs on getting back to the TNA World title Kazarian once held. And also, Santana's former friend, Steve Macklin, stabbing him in the back.
Cover here from Eddie Edwards. Almost pinned the man he has a guaranteed title shot against.
In comes Bear Bronson, who, speaking of the TNA World Championship in early January, he challenged then champion Frankie Kazarian for the title. That was a hell of a matchup. It put him on the map here in TNA, and it's why Brian Myers, his former trainer, guided him towards the system.
And what a weapon Bear Bronson can prove to be for the system. Look at this. An absolute battering ram of a human being.
Tag made, in comes Cedric Alexander, who was able to dispatch Moose weeks ago on Impact, the very night that the system imploded. Alexander and Bronson beat JDC and Moose out of the group.
From Alexander to put away the champ. Kick out at 2.
Santana still alive here. What do you think about this new regime of the system?
I mean, I think they made some wise choices. I said it. I think this could be the most dangerous system ever, as Alexander might have been thinking lumbar check.
Hold on, Santana
swinging and everything that'll move.
Who said earlier on tonight, it was 2 years ago in Las Vegas, I helped create the system. Now I'm gonna tear it down.
Looking to dismantle it one by one.
Off the Uranagi and a senton.
Moose coming to life here.
On his Alexander to stop Moose.
Look out!
Go to hell, my Moose! Cover! Alexander got the left shoulder off the mat.
You have to wonder what's going through the mind of Alicia Edwards. Basically walking away from her ride or die, her husband, and all of the system.
Oh, and Myers did enough there to slow up Moose while the system distracted the referee. Tag made, in comes Eddie Edwards.
New look, new man is Eddie Edwards.
Moose charging at Eddie Edwards, connecting with a drop kick.
Now Matt Hardy looking to delete Eddie Edwards here.
Now Hardy going after Myers. We could have a broken system by night's end.
Oh, here we go. If it's good for one of them, I guess it's good for all.
The referee checking on Alexander. Now Hardy. Could it be time for a twisted fate on Eddie Edwards? Oh, and here's Bear Bronson.
Just barreling over Matt Hardy there.
Bronson gets himself in position for a tag. We saw how for 2 years the system dominated TNA wrestling. With this complete system reset, who knows what they're capable of in 2026.
You take someone like Bear Bronson, who's traveled the world, having some of the most violent matches around, reinventing himself over the last couple of years, turning into this walking, pardon my pun, a walking weapon that he is. And Cedric Alexander, who's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder, trying to make the best of his time in TNA here.
Sunset flip there by Matt Hardy, trying to get the pin attempt, but Bear Bronson just too big and strong. The Berserker flattens Matt Hardy. Can the Hardys, Moose and Santana, rally against the system in our main event? What now? What now? What now?
And Bear Bronson continues to absolutely obliterate one half of the TNA World Tag Team Champions, Matt Hardy, who's desperately trying to get a tag to his team.
Oh, now Bronson and Myers working well together. Both from Long Island, New York. JDC handpicked Bear Bronson, but you better believe Myers and Edwards had a plan all along to bring Bear Bronson into the family.
I mean, Bear Bronson was brought into the world of pro wrestling by Brian Myers. Hand-trained. Why wouldn't you go to someone like that? Someone you crafted from the very bottom, and then you watch them go out into the world and turn themselves into that spear that you could use against your own enemies.
Jawbreaker there by Matt Hardy. Oh, and a knee. Down goes Matt Hardy in system territory. The system's done an excellent job of cutting the ring in half.
And again, the system is a well-oiled machine. Even in their betrayal of Moose and JDC, they were a well-oiled machine. It's gonna be hard to break these guys apart, to break them down. Anger is a hell of a motivator.
Oh, now look at this, the system beating the hell out of Matt Hardy. The system instigating things amongst Jeff, Moose, and Santana, and it got the referee's attention away.
Taking every advantage they can with Matt Hardy trying to dive. Gain every inch he could to try to get back to his own team.
Oh. Eddie Edwards cracking Jeff Hardy. Tag made, back in comes Cedric Alexander.
Now Alexander punishing Matt Hardy.
across the face of Matt Hardy. Cedric Alexander burst onto the scene last year. Had a hell of a matchup against Mustafa Ali at Slammiversary at the UBS Arena, but he's found a home now within the system. Ooh, a gnarly dragon screw there by Cedric Alexander to Matt Hardy.
And you saw Matt wince in pain immediately there. Matt Hardy could be in a bad way. Now Bear Bronson literally stepping over the corpse of Matt Hardy.
Oh, look at Matt Hardy taking a shot there at Myers. Matt Hardy's never gonna quit.
Once upon a time, Matt Hardy said he cannot die. He is living up to that tonight. But he is in a bad, bad way and in a bad part of town.
Tag made. In comes Eddie Edwards. Quite the history between Eddie Edwards and Matt Hardy. Husband and wife against husband and wife years ago here in TNA Wrestling. The bad blood runs deep. Tag made, in comes Myers. It's all system right now in our main event. 24 hours before TNA No Surrender, live on TNA Plus in Nashville, Tennessee tonight. This is our main event in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This is TNA Thursday Night Impact on AMC.
And right now, Matt Hardy is getting the absolute daylight beaten out of him courtesy of this brand new regime within the system. Hardy desperately needs a tag to his side of the ring, but the system had broken him down, no pun intended, piece by piece.
Oh, suplex there by Cedric Alexander, hand in the face and a kick out. Matt Hardy trying to endure because tomorrow night, live on TNA Plus in Nashville, the Hardys must deal with the Righteous as their tag team partners up against Mustafa Ali and Order 4 in an 8-man tag team matchup.
The Righteous getting exactly what they seemingly always wanted, to stand at the side of the Hardys.
That goes down tomorrow night at No Surrender. A tag made. In comes Brian Myers. And also we have to mention the high-stakes tag team matchup where Mike Santana, the reigning TNA World Champion, will team up with the returning X-Division champion, the youngest in charge, Leon Slater, up against Nick Nemeth, the Call Your Shot Gauntlet winner, and Eddie Edwards of the system.
Everywhere you look in that matchup, Mike Santana, the TNA World Champion, has a threat pointed right at him and his title.
Well, remember, it was Moose who recruited Santana to this team tonight, as well as the Hardys, to try and get some payback against the system, who kicked Moose out of the group weeks ago. A side effect there by Matt Hardy, and now an opportunity for his team.
And it's one that he desperately needs. Santana and Moose ready and waiting. Hardy though, can he get there? He does!
And there's the reigning TNA World Champion Mike Santana, bringing the fight right to Eddie Edwards, who has a guaranteed TNA World title shot, courtesy of Feast or Fire.
And Santana trying to send a message right through the heart of Eddie Edwards.
I got you, sucker!
Oh! It's a message to anyone who would step to the champion, whether it's Edwards, Nemeth, even his own teammate at No Surrender, Leon Slater, plus Frankie Kazarian, and Steve Macklin as well. Falling buck 50 there by Santana, and there's a system to break it up.
System always got each other's backs, clearly, but now look at this, everything starting to break down here in the impact zone.
Moose and the Hardys clearing the ring.
Alone now with Eddie Edwards.
Look at this, a little poetry in motion from the Goats. And now Edwards, friend of Moose. Poppy splash. cover. Moose into Hardy trying to play defense, but the system overwhelms.
Just in the nick of time. And this one is starting to fly all over the place. Eddie Edwards, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like he might have had his nose busted. The effects of this wild 8-man tag team main event.
It's been a wild affair. 24 hours before No Surrender, live in Nashville, Tennessee. And now look at Bear Bronson grabbing a hold of the TNA World Champion, trying to set up Brian Myers. Oh, now Edwards with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Elbow drop by Myers. Alexander with a splash of his own.
What a combination there.
Edwards trying to win this for the system, and a kick out by Santana.
And Eddie Edwards putting it all on the line to try to send a message here. Look at this combo from the system. Blue Thunder, elbow, huge splash from Alexander. And somehow though, the TNA World Champion stays in it.
It's a new regime, but the system's still as dangerous as ever. Santana nearly got a piece of Edwards. The blood goes flying, and a spear.
Look at this. Charismatic Enigma into the fray here.
Oh, and a knee right there by Alexander to Jeff Hardy. Moose into the fray. Oh, and a big headbutt by the face of the franchise.
Non-stop action indeed!
Down goes Moose, courtesy of Bronson. Twist of fate. Super kick there by Edwards. Hold on.
Look out. Could we see? Whoa!
Santana went for spin the block. Look out. Both men down center of the ring. It has been all out chaos tonight in our main event on the doorstep of No Surrender.
A heart-pounding couple of minutes right there.
You can only imagine what Alicia Edwards is thinking watching this unravel. Her husband, Eddie Edwards, beaten and bloodied inside the ring, but leading a group that she doesn't even recognize anymore.
Watching her husband literally bleed for a system she no longer believes in. But something's got to give in this matchup.
Tag made. Santana gets to Jeff Hardy. And there's the berserker, Bear Bronson.
Jeff Hardy looking to take over here, back and forth.
Hardy throwing bombs here.
Look out.
Inverted atomic drop. Classic Jeff Hardy tonight on iMPACT.
The charismatic Enigma continues to cook. Is it enough?
Elbow drop. Can this secure the victory? No.
But the window is open. If Jeff Hardy could put the bear down.
Jawbreaker by Jeff Hardy. Bear Bronson is somehow still on his feet.
Look at this.
Look at Jeff Hardy. We've seen him implement this submission recently against the Righteous.
Look at Myers, has the tag team belt. Wait.
And Alicia Edwards disarming Myers. Alicia out here protecting Moose and his team's interests.
Meanwhile, Jeff Hardy gets clobbered as the action continues on the floor here.
There's Moose spilling Myers.
Look out, Eddie. Take it to the sky.
Edwards driving Moose up the entranceway.
Now look, the world champ in the ring and in the air.
The TNA World Champion wipes out Eddie Edwards.
It is a waterfall of humanity that does not stop.
Oh my
flowing.
God. What the hell is Bear Bronson thinking about here?
He's got his hands. The charismatic Enigma.
Grabbing a hold of Jeff Hardy. He's thinking about that choke bomb. Hold on a second. Plot twist by the Hardys.
The tag team champions working together.
Jeff Hardy going up top. On side of your screen, there's Cedric Alexander taking down Hardy. The referee didn't see the contact by Alexander.
Now Alexander trying to remove Matt Hardy from the equation.
Jeff Hardy hung up on the top turnbuckle. And now an opportunity for one of the newest members of the system. Cedric Alexander got a piece of Jeff Hardy moments ago. Now Bear Bronson driving Jeff Hardy down head first into the canvas.